This is Trend Following Radio, where great thinking comes alive. Nobel Prize winners, legendary traders, best-selling authors, and the pros that know what drive us irrational human beings. I am your host, Michael Covel. Not filtered, raw, honest. That's my passion. "2018. That's a great number. A motivating number. 2018. How much has happened in the last 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years? Arguably, more changes in our world than at any other time. Populations are exploding. Cities are like amusement parks. If you got a little elbow grease and a little grit, a little I will do it no matter freaking what, it's a really interesting life these days. Motivating as hell. But sometimes we all need those pick-me-ups. And the beginning of the year is one of those times. Whether it's rational or irrational, the beginning of the year, turn the page, a new time, a new perspective, a new jumping off point. I can safely say that I have, while I'm not going to reveal exactly why and how in this particular conversation, 2018, the start of 2018, big changes for me. And I love that feeling, because right when you don't want to make the change or are not thinking about making the change or just being a little lazy, if you force yourself to do it when you least are really thinking about it or least want to do it, the rewards that come after, so nice. It's always that feeling of, why did I not take that step yesterday? Why did I wait? Why did I not jump? What was I waiting for? I can tell you in my personal experience, the number one thing, and this is a fault of mine, the number one thing that holds me back are the inferior opinions of inferior men and women. That doesn't mean I'm all that. It just means exactly what I said. The inferior opinions, the inferior minds of inferior people. People that aren't going anywhere. People that are scared. And even if they're your friend or your family member, if they occupy your orbit and they give you that bad energy, that bad karma, even if they're nice people, they wouldn't hurt a fly. Well, that's part of the problem. They won't hurt a fly. I will fucking hurt a fly. I will take a punch. I will throw a punch. And if I get punched, I'm going to punch back harder. That attitude doesn't mean I'm a bad guy or a mean guy. It just means go time is every time. The moment of now time, the right now time. You better get your ass rolling as soon as possible, because you're not going to get it back. So if you're sitting there right now listening, you're at a desk job, you know what's inside your desk, you know what's inside your email inbox, you know what everyone is going to say in that particular day, you know what you're going to do, you know deep down it's boring as shit. You know you need something with a little oomph to it. You know you need it. Well, damn it. The beginning of 2018 is time to jump. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that if you have all kinds of responsibilities, you should quit your job, jump, take no care, and not give a one bit, not give a flying fuck. I'm not going to tell you to do that. Actually, you know what? I am going to tell you to do that. Why not? What do you got to lose? You're going to die. Isn't that the whole point? The whole point, you're going to die. You're not going to end up on some floating, pillowy cloud staring down at all of us mere mortals after you pass on. There's no evidence for that. I'm not trying to pick a bone there or pick a fight either. I'm just saying the only thing we have is right now. So what are you going to do with your limited time? And if you're bored out of your mind, and I don't care what your responsibilities are, because if your responsibilities are so life-killing, so blood-draining, if you actually walk away from them, the energy, excitement, the adrenaline, the fun you will feel, that motivation will make up for the loss from the shit that you think you can't walk away from. 100% guaranteed. Building on my thoughts for 2018, let me reach into 4 particular books that I have on my shelf that I've not looked at for a long time, 4 little books that have more of this motivational grist that we can all use all the time. The 4 books, Whatever You Think the Opposite by Paul Arden. It's Not How Good You Are, It's How Good You Want to Be, again, by Paul Arden. Steal Like an Artist, Austin Kleon. Last but not least, the 4th book, Get Shit Done. 4 of these little books you put on the shelf, and you probably know plenty of corporate types that would see these books on your shelf and scoff at them and think they're not sophisticated enough or they're too cute. Oh, that's just a bunch of crap. Words are words, and if you're bright enough to know what those words mean, don't get caught up in the packaging. You get caught up in the packaging, you're lost. Look at my situation. Oh, I don't like that guy Covel. He's kind of a jerk, or he's too nice, or he's this, he's that. Who cares? It's the content. Oh yes, I'll try to make it fun. I will try to be interesting. But ultimately, it's the content. It's not the ego. It's the content. It's the knowledge. It's the wisdom. It's what my guest on this podcast can share with me. It's what I can share back. That's the process. Wash, rinse, repeat. Every damn day. Grow till you die. Never stop learning. You stop learning, you are dead. If you stop, you're dead. You know when you're dead? I'll tell you when you're dead. At any point in your life, and I'm speaking to males right now, females have their own burdens they're going to have to deal with. I can't relate completely, but I can relate to men for sure. If you look in the mirror right now and you look like a bag of shit, if you look like you haven't exercised in eons, whether you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, I must ask you, why? Because you can change it immediately if you want to. How can you not want to? I must ask any male out there. Do you still have the ability to detect when a female appreciates that you work at it? I.e., you work at your physical being? Or do you just think, hey, my stature in life, my wallet, my bank account, my whatever, my wife because family, my physical being doesn't matter. It's okay for me to just hang out and be a sack of potatoes. No, it's not. And I'm not just talking about vanity either. Every last bit of your cellular being, the physiology of you, the biology of you, your organic matter, everything tracing right back to the gray matter between the 6 inches of your ears is related to physical fitness. Oh yes, there will be plenty of outliers you can point to me and say, Mike, but this guy, he's 300 pounds, he's 150 kg. He's a superstar, he's so smart, he's so successful. Yeah. What? Take that to the bank. Come on, give me a break. For the bell curve, for the masses, for everyone, the best path is to get it going in the right direction on that physical fitness. Let me jump into these 4 books, which I really think are great motivational reads. From whatever you think the opposite. Everyone wants an exciting life, but most people are afraid to take the bull by the horns. So they take an easy option for an exciting life. They live their excitement through other people by aligning themselves with famous rebels. A little bit of the glamour rubs off on them. They imagine they're like John Lennon, Ernest Hemingway, George Best, Liam Gallagher, Lenny Bruce, Janis Joplin, Damien Hirst, Andy Warhol, etc. The difference being, these people, when faced with a decision, took the outrageous one, not knowing where it might lead them, but knowing that the safe decision had danger written all over it. Come on, man. The safe decision is the standard issue four-year college degree. The safe decision is sitting at that desk, watching your ass get wider and wider every minute you sit there. To go take a picture of it, man. It's not pretty. No one wants to look at it. I know this might sound crazy, but come on, this is how we all talk when we're talking for real. Get up out of that chair and move. Jump. You know, in my world, the trend following world, it's all about jumping. When you take a signal, this could be a trend following trading signal, it could be a trend following signal for life. You're jumping with no expectation. Well, I mean, you have some mathematical expectation if you are trading a trend following trading system, of course. But big picture, you have no expectation as to what will happen. The trend following signal does not predict a damn thing. All it says is jump. All it says is fall off the ledge. Don't stand on the ledge. Fall. And something will happen. My gosh, falling off the ledge, that sounds scary. With standing on that ledge your whole life's even scarier. Another one that I love, which I try to practice in my world, this is from It's Not How Good You Are, It's How Good You Want to Be. Do not covet your ideas. Give away everything you know and more will come back to you. You will remember from school other students preventing you from seeing their answers by placing their arm around their exercise book or exam paper. I still would try to look. Why not? We all did. It's the same at work. People are secretive with ideas. Don't tell them that. They'll take the credit for it. The problem with hoarding is you end up living off your reserves. Eventually, you become stale. If you give away everything you have, you're left with nothing. This forces you to look, to be aware, to replenish. Somehow, the more you give away, the more comes back to you. Ideas are open knowledge. Don't claim ownership. They're not your ideas anyway. They're someone else's. They're out there floating by on the ether. You just have to put yourself in a frame of mind to pick them up. Such a simple thought. How many of us go through life refusing to pick up the ideas? Oh, I didn't do that. Oh, that's not mine. It's a fucking idea, man. Just take it. And if that idea changes your direction 360 degrees, and everything you've done for 20, 30, 40, 50 years goes up in smoke, well, you just learned a lesson. That doesn't mean everything you did was wrong for the prior 3, 4, or 5 decades. It just means you've now become aware. You're now in tune. You're in sync. You see it. So you go with it when you see it. And you can't change the past, so don't lament the past. It's freaking gone. Let go. Go watch a half dozen Alan Watts videos on YouTube. What a great way to start the year. Bring Alan Watts into your mind and let him remind you. And there's a great example too. He gave away the ideas. He didn't hoard it. That man put everything out there. This is a short one from Get Shit Done. That's actually the title of the book. Anyone who stops learning is old, whether at 20 or 80. Anyone who keeps learning stays young. The greatest thing in life is to keep your mind young. Henry Ford. I imagine that I'm 19 years old. In fact, many times people will say, how old are you? I will say 19. Most people look at me and, they don't really buy that. But they don't generally seem to buy my age either. The only thing I can attribute that to, two things actually. The physical fitness, being curious. Curious people are not old. And that's not some kind of a brag on my end. I'm just saying curious people are not old. Curious people have energy. Curious people want to know. Physically fit people, well, shit, they already look younger. I met a guy recently. He showed me 4 pictures. It was just kind of a random thing that he showed it on his phone. And he was probably about 5'8" in height. And he had lost 30, 40, 50 pounds. And he showed like 4 pictures spread out over a year. It was amazing. I looked at him and I said, good job, man. That's motivating as hell. I mean, I don't have the same issue where I needed to lose that weight. But looking at him motivated me, even though I didn't have the same issue to deal with, because you see his energy. You see his enthusiasm. So go find that today. If you're around a bunch of people that are sourpusses, that are just bringing you down, I don't know, man. Go to the mall. Find some strangers. Find someone that has a twinkle in the eye and start up a conversation. Steal some of their energy. Get the enthusiasm. It's 2018. I love this one too. It's a really simple thought that we all know. We've always known it, but sometimes we forget. This is from the book Steal Like an Artist. Make friends, ignore enemies. There's only one reason I'm here. I'm here to make friends. The golden rule is even more golden in our hyper-connected world. An important lesson to learn. If you talk about someone on the internet, they will find out. Everybody has a Google alert on their name. The best way to vanquish your enemies on the internet? Ignore them. The best way to make friends on the internet? Say nice things about them. I absolutely try like hell to live that mantra. The saying nice things issue, the saying nice things point, my podcast. I don't just have people in my podcast that I have to have on. I want to have people on that have an interesting story that motivates me, that makes me stand up and go, yes, I can learn from that. I can take something from that individual and improve my life. The ignoring people, I see a lot of people out there fail on this point. I'll tell you what I do, especially on Facebook. If you come at me with drama on Facebook, block. I don't care who you are. I don't care if it's the first time you brought drama. I don't care. I don't want it. I don't need it. I don't care who you are. If you bring drama, block. Never to unblock again. Life's too short, right? How much time do we have? We can all sit down and calculate pretty damn close to the minute how much time we have, and we can estimate when we might all die. So if we've only got a certain amount of minutes and some idiot brings drama to your desk, block. That's the best way to ignore. But you know what's crazy? I see people out there, and this might be you. Your friend or your family member might say something online that's completely outrageous. If they were a stranger, you would never have anything to do with them and you would block them. But since they're your quote friend or quote family member, you keep them around. I say, fuck that. Block them. Get new friends. Get new family members. I'm not joking. If you let somebody stay in your life that is a complete lifeblood sucker, why are you a masochist? Let go of that stuff, man. It's 2018. Another one that I really like. From whatever you think the opposite. I want means if I want it enough, I will get it. Getting what you want means making the decisions you need to make to get what you want. not the decisions those around you think you should make. Making the safe decision is dull, predictable, and leads nowhere new. The unsafe decision causes you to think and respond in a way you hadn't thought of, and that thought will lead to other thoughts which help you to achieve what you want. Start taking bad decisions, and it will take you to a place where others only dream of being. I don't know how many people would take me up on this, but move. Absolutely move from your country. Leave. Make a deadline and go. All you need are the bare essentials. Some clothes to get by for a week, your laptop, whatever. Everything else will be at your destination. That's how the world is today. We don't imagine that, but it's true. Everything you need or want will be at your destination. So go. What are you waiting for? We've already talked about this. You're going to die. So go. That's one of those great, unsafe decisions to make. You can always come back to the desk job, getting fat, eating donuts all day, listening to the boss or listening to a bunch of coworkers talk about whatever. You can always come back to that. I mean, if that gets your rocks off. But jump. Absolutely jump. Anyone out there who would like some insights from me about jumping into particular areas, drop me an email. I'm easy to reach, michael@covel.com. This next one, my final one for 2018, to start 2018, maybe at first blush, it sounds a little negative. It's not. Titled, Trapped. It's not because you're making the wrong decisions. It's because you're making the right ones. We try to make sensible decisions based on the facts in front of us. The problem with making sensible decisions is that so is everyone else. There's nothing negative about that. There's nothing negative about anything I've said today on this podcast. If you find something negative in what I've said in this podcast today, you've got a wall up. You're in full-blown cognitive dissonance. I'm forcing you to acknowledge and admit to yourself something that is so deep an error inside you that the pain of breaking it or fixing it or throwing it away, no way. It's much easier to make the messenger the bad guy, the negative guy, the evil guy. 2018, and I've already said it on this podcast, 2018 is going to be great. The energy and enthusiasm of the world right now, across the stock market, across cryptocurrencies, across weed stocks, everyone in the world right now, at a level, in a desire that I have not seen for a long, long time, wants to get rich. And here's the caveat: with absolutely no effort. That for me is the foundation for immensely exciting times to come. So let's buckle up. Let's get ready. Let's go ahead and take some of these great insights from these 4 books that I've rattled off today. And let's all jump into 2018 with a little bit more, just a little bit more piss and vinegar. I see a time when those awake will understand how to make money in up, down, and surprise markets. Whether new trader or experienced, college student or financial advisor, protecting against a crash or just trying to make a lot of money, trend following offers everyone an answer in uncertain times. To get started immediately, send me an email, michael@covel.com. I will send you the right trend following steps to take along with my free video. But if you want to buy and hold, trust the government and trust Wall Street, this is absolutely not for you.